Okay, for today's video, I really wanted to have your input, and you can leave a comment in the comment section. And because this is something that, by seeing what's going on online with the modelers and the modeler community, and a lot of videos that, as always, go amps versus modeler or pedals versus modeler, um, I definitely have seen a scene of patches. I have my own. As always, you can find a link in the comment section and the pinned comment for different modelers within different companies, like Line 6 or Quad Cortex or so on and so on. And but I've seen actually a few people that have used AI not just to create profiles, but to create patches. And I've tried myself. And as you can see, I made a prompt that was saying, act as an expert guitar sound designer. I like to create a patch for Line 6 Helix Stomp XL, similar to what the Edge of U2 gets in the song with the Streets of No Name. It's just an example. And first, he tried to come out with a signal chain and the parameters. This seemed okay. I tried some of these. This seemed okay. Not perfect, but you would get an idea of what's used. The dotted eighth note, a chorus, a bit of chorus. Yeah, been cabbed. Yeah, 6/830. So he's actually quoting the cabs that are within the Helix. So it probably he looked up the manual, so to speak. I tried to actually build an HLX file, which is the preset file to then upload onto the Helix editor. And it came up with this code and an explanation on how to use the file. But then it wasn't quite, it was giving up some error. It was, giving some error, target is incompatible, So I tried to upload a file. I made a few things, but to no avail. I tried to upload a file, a preset file on ChatGPT, but nothing came out of it. And I've seen quite a few people doing this on forums and suggesting certain things, and we're not quite right there. So I want to make a parenthesis. I've seen quite a few videos, and I totally agree, maybe because of my age, that it's a lot more immediate to create a sound from individual pedals being in front of you rather than a modeler. If you find something like, I've been using the Tonex quite a bit recently, and you have to menu dive quite a bit to use that live while you're playing or singing. It would be quite difficult to change a parameter. Unlike having the pedal in front of you, if you want more reverb, you just turn up the mix knob. There will be a mix knob. And so I wonder if maybe at a stage, obviously, and things like Fractal are quite complicated as well. As much as the sound are amazing in these modelers, they're maybe creative to a certain extent. They give you a mix of sounds, but you have to use the sounds and the parameter that you're given, versus maybe being in a studio where you can actually move organically the microphone in a particular way, use a particular room is a lot more creative. I'm not saying that one is better than the other, but there are positives and negatives in both. Okay, so I wonder if the next step for this modeling thing, at least at a plugin stage, is prompt-based modeling, where you can say, I want this particular sound. And just like, I don't know if you used VS Code, or if you used any of the Adobe software, there is an AI capability inbuilt in the software where you can say, just fill this picture with the rest of, imagine the rest of the picture, or to give me the code for an empty HTML page, for a boilerplate HTML page if you're into coding, or and that will give you a template to work on. And the same thing, I think some companies, maybe each company, or there will be a plugin that works connected to those, give me a boilerplate, a template for a 80s rock sound in the style of, I don't know, or a classic rock sound in the style of AC/DC, or give me a Plexi Marshall sound with delay with these particular parameters. So you just make a prompt, and let's say in the editor of, let's say, the Helix editor or the Tonex editor or the Fractal editor, you have an AI companion or AI part of the software. It's like an AI agent, and it gives you a template that you can then tweak, so to speak. And obviously, that's just a practical application, so to speak, and rather than a creative application, But then again, there could be a creative application of this as well, where you could say, "Can you give me a sound that is like water or wind blowing through the trees?" I don't know. You can be like a guitar on the moon, whatever. Can be as creative as you like, and you can imagine it, and you can explain it in terms like, I want a flanger with reverb and a delay with this particular BPM, or time sync. But I would really like to see, because I get the feeling that we're getting so at a point where things are so complex, where I can see a bit of return to pedals and amps in certain situations where these situations are, or simpler, pedal board with a switcher or pedal with beat pedals, and at the end, just an amp simulator if you have to use an ears, so to speak. So I really would like to see an AI companion to these. Maybe I'm a bit, some people would disagree, but I really would like to see an AI section of these parts that, especially at the very beginning, because there's quite a steep learning curve when you buy a new software and you have to go through the manuals. As a matter of fact, I actually use to set up Tonex and MIDI, I use ChatGPT quite a bit. And as much as some of the things weren't correct, because it's quite niche, it gave me some ideas of like setting up things in a particular way. So I really would like the integration of an AI companion like you have on VS Code, on some of the Adobe, on Photoshop programs, or some kind of AI agent that will set up boilerplate templates, or at least to give you certain ideas on particular sounds, or I don't know. I would like to hear what you think about this, or maybe even just a prompt-based VST plugin, because obviously for live this wouldn't work. You cannot speak to or type while you're playing. Obviously you can't do that, but definitely to set up certain sound would make it quite quick, and obviously wouldn't need to be trained on a certain amount of presets. And this could be, again, something that is added to what's already existing, or could source online a particular preset, or could be an aggregator in a way. And again, live, you could probably be based on a Bluetooth app where you have just a unit like, the Cortex Nano, a small unit with maybe just a screen, or, these MIDI processors that you can, MIDI controller that you can see with a screen and a bunch of foot switches, where you can use your phone connected to Bluetooth, an app, to type in the prompt, and then you would set up the. Maybe this exists already, and I'm a bit behind. So if you know that if this exists, please leave a comment and let me know. But I don't know, just an idea. I'm not sure I have the ability or the time or the know-how to create something like this. But I'm pretty sure there's a 4-hour YouTube video on how to train an AI to do something like that. Yeah, so that was just a quick video on a thought. And again, as always, if any of this stuff is of value to you, share it on social media or with a friend or in a forum. There are links in the description if you want to check out my products, my educational products or patches for modelers. Check out all my other videos. And that's all for today. Like, subscribe, the usual stuff. Take care. Bye-bye.